For this project, I selected the Penguin Books competition brief for Wrinkle in Time by Madeleine L'Engle. The task was to design a new book cover for children aged 9 to 11, while also appealing to parents and teachers. The cover needed to stand out from existing editions, follow Puffin branding guidelines, and work well both in print and as a digital thumbnail. I started by researching Penguin Books, existing covers of A Wrinkle in Time, competition entries, and a target audience. One of the key findings was that many existing covers use a dark fantasy style. Some of them feel more suitable for teenagers or adults rather than younger readers. Even the current edition feels darker than the story itself and references Stranger Things, which is aimed at older audiences. I also analyzed competing titles in the same category. This helped me understand common visual trends and identify opportunities to create something different. Based on my research, I explored ideas inspired by fantasy and science fiction themes from the book. At this stage, I focused on cosmic shapes, flowing forms, and different typography directions. I also looked at different book finishing techniques and developed the idea of using holographic foil to enhance the magical feeling of the story. After sketching, I selected 3 of the most interesting concepts to analyze further before choosing one direction to develop. The first concept used a movable tab to reveal different illustrations. It was original, but it wasn't practical for the final design. The second concept combined semi-realistic illustration with holographic effects. It offered a strong balance between creativity, audience expectations, and production limits. The third concept focused on typography and symbolism. It was visually strong but less aligned with my illustration-focused practice and less engaging for the target audience. As a result, I chose Concept 2 as the final direction and developed it further into variations. The first version was more mysterious and dreamy, using softer colors, red eyes, and elegant typography. The second focused more on the children as characters. It used brighter colors, stronger contrast, and more playful typography, making it more suitable for the target audience and easier to read as a thumbnail. I rechecked my early assumptions and explored how emotional elements could be added to the design. This led to new sketches, and humor became the strongest direction. This concept offered a more original approach by focusing on adventure, wonder, and the personalities of the characters. During development, I experimented with color composition and readability. One challenge was choosing the right color for the centaur. At first, I avoided a dark background, but testing showed that it improved contrast and made the characters more visible. It also made the colors feel more balanced and vibrant. The circular composition started to look like a portal or a wrinkle, which connects to the story. I also used holographic foil for the wings and tail to reflect the rainbow-like description in a book, while also enhancing the magical and fantasy atmosphere. I tested several typography styles, including elegant, magical, and playful options. I chose the magical style because it best matched the illustration and remained readable for children. The color of the text was chosen to support the illustration rather than compete with it. I tested a spine design that continued the illustration across the cover, however it felt too busy and reduced readability, especially for the title and author's name. A separate, simplified spine design provided better balance and clarity. The Gestalt principle of continuity supports this decision, as the viewer can still mentally connect the visual elements across the cover. The final cover shows a magical and adventurous version of A Wrinkle in Time aimed at children aged 9 to 11. It features children flying on a winged centaur, representing fantasy, adventure, and discovery. The design combines illustration, typography, and holographic effects to create a unified visual style for both print and digital use. Compared to existing editions, the final design is more playful and character-focused, moving away from the darker fantasy style often used for this book. Compared to the competition winners, my design takes a different approach by focusing more on character interaction and emotions. It aims to show the adventure through the children's reaction rather than through mystery or atmosphere alone. Thank you for watching.